Anyways, I'm a solution consultant with Sureify, and today Justin and I are going to sort of give you a day in the life of living the low-code life, if you will. And we're going to do that by talking to you about an application or a product that Sureify offers called LifetimeACQUIRE. Justin, why don't you introduce yourself and tell them more?
Sure. So I'm Justin Lankus. I'm also a solutions consultant at Sureify. There we go. And we're going to be talking about low code in the context of making changes to LifetimeACQUIRE, which is our electronic application. A little bit on that. It's omni-channel, it's omni-product, it's omni-workflow. And the reason we're able to make it so configurable is using this low code tool in the background called Studio.
So in order to do this properly, we need to live the life of a carrier. So we're going to get into our carrier characters. I am a business analyst. You know, I understand technology. I love technology, but I don't necessarily love to code, if you will. And I have a couple years in the industry. So Justin, who are you going to play today?
I'm going to be the VP of New Business. So I'm leading our digital transformation in terms of the customer experience in both the agent and the applicant. I've got a lot of experience in the life insurance and annuity industry. And obviously, I'm responsible for a lot of KPIs as it relates to completion rates, drop-off rates, et cetera. So I'm analyzing those numbers as well.
Cool. So let's jump into it.
Okay.
So why don't you tell us about our problems? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So the scenario today is that our fictitious carrier, Lifeco, who we both work for now, we've been using LifetimeACQUIRE now for several months, and we've gotten some reports back from the experts at Sureify that have given us some insight about how we can improve that application process. So we're going to take that information and apply it using Studio. So the three issues that we're going to solve today are we noticed an increase in drop-off rates at a specific point in the application process. So we're going to address that first. Then we noticed that we're not capturing the email address soon enough in the application process. So we're finding that when applicants drop off, we have no way of retargeting them. And then the last one is that the Nevada DOI is now requiring Lifeco to add an additional question into their term life application.
Okay. So the industry is always changing, and we need to be able to adapt. But Justin, I think I can actually help you with all of these problems using our low-code tool, Studio. So why don't you jump into the application? No one was going to tell me my collar was messed up, but and we'll go ahead and dig into those problems. You show me what you're facing today.
Okay.
Oop.
Jeez, that mouse. I didn't bring a mouse. Here you go. So this is the application as we've had it built out today. Like I said, we've been using it now for several months. We've got some feedback. We're going to go ahead and make some changes. So the first issue that we faced was we're noticing a point in the application where there was a high drop-off rate. So we're going to address that first. And that's going to be right here. When we're trying to capture Social Security number, I'm not a Mac user. What we want to do is we want to reword this question so that it's a little more clear, a little less intimidating, and hopefully get those drop-off rates down. So what we need to do is just simplify the question there and just have it say, please provide your Social Security number. And then Travis, if there's any way, like maybe in the margin or something like that, we can give an explanation as to why we're capturing the sensitive information that it is.
Okay. I think you actually shut down my window, but I will bring it back up real quick here.
Anything I can do to help.
So one thing you'll notice about the application is that we structure things here on the left in what we call sections. And every section includes groups. And then within a group is all your field inputs, your way to capture data. So as I scroll into here and open up my product, we have a product library with all these templates. But one of the first things in good product management that I learned from Sureify and the documentation is that I always want to create a new version, right? So the product we're talking about today is Lifeco Term Life. I have a version 00 out here. I'm going to go ahead and create a new version. It's going to give me an exact copy of version 00. I'll publish it, but then I still have that old version for audit purposes or whatever we might need it for. Now, as I come in here, this structure of the screen is going to look very similar to the front-end application. So over here on the left, I have a section called About You. I have my 3 groups, and I have an area called Tell Us About Yourself with a question or a series of questions that match exactly to what you were seeing on the front end. So hopefully that's pretty straightforward. And then within here, Justin's question here, they want to verify your identity, please share your social. Now, without any code, this is very simple. I just simply click into here. I'll go ahead and retype his question to something more simple, easy to understand. Please provide your social security number. I'll commit that question. And then I have a host over here on the right-hand side of different controls, design configurations, placeholder text. I'm going to just add a tooltip. And it's just going to inform the user, why are we asking for this information? Why do we want it? This is a very basic example. I'm going to say, we ask for this to prevent fraud. So very simple. I'll go ahead and apply these changes and save it. And Justin, if you want to load a new application, you want to do that? Afraid of the Mac now? I'll load it for you. So we've committed those changes on the back end, and immediately on the front end is Justin clicks into the product, we'll reload a new application.
So here you can see that change was done instantly that Travis did using Studio. Please provide your social security number. And then if I hover over this tooltip, you can see the information that Travis provided in there that says, we ask for this to prevent fraud.
So you impressed yet?
I'm super impressed. How could I not be?
All right, that was a simple change. What do you got for me next? What's your next?
So the next one is, and I'm afraid to scroll on this thing, but we'll give it a shot. We talked about capturing the email.
I'll take care of it.
We're capturing the email a little bit further down in the application process. So you'll notice we've got the section at the top, and now we've got contact information. And in order to be able to increase our rates of being able to retarget our applicants who potentially drop off in the application process, we want to move that preferred email address field further up in the application. So in this case, we want to move it from your contact information section over to the About You section. And let's put it right between social number and last name.
Okay. That should be super easy, Justin. So moving things around with Studio is extremely easy, and we can literally move anything from one place in the app to another. So I'm going to find your email address field here in my contact information. And I'll hover over this button. I can do a few things, duplicate, delete, but let's go ahead and move it. And in plain English, I just find that section or group that I want to move it to. In this case, it's the first group that kind of pops up, but I can keyword search for when you get really long, complex applications. So here I can confirm that I'm moving this input over. As soon as I do that, it brings me back to the first group, the group that we moved the email address into. Now, it's still not between last name and social security number, so I'm simply going to click on it, and as I begin to drag it, you'll see that space opens up for me just to simply drop it where I need to. So I'm going to confirm that I dropped it between last name and social security number. I'll save that change, and I'm not going to let you touch the keyboard anymore, but I'll do it for you, boss.
Good
I'm
move.
a boss. Trying to say that nicely. We'll load a new application, Wi-Fi contingent. And hopefully you see that change immediately. And then we'll see if you can challenge me further.
What am I doing wrong with that track thing? Perfect. So now we've got, you can see preferred email address. We are able to move that in the application with pretty good ease. So clearly the documentation that Sureify provided, the training that they gave to Travis is paying off because he makes it look so easy. So the last one's going to be a little bit trickier. The Department of Insurance for Nevada is requesting that, or actually insisting that we ask an additional question as part of the application process.
Okay. And what do they want to ask?
Don't ask me why, but they want to ask a question, do you like to gamble?
Okay.
So we got to add that to the application.
Interesting.
I'm not questioning it. It's the DOI. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Anyone here from the Nevada DOI? No? All right. So common request, I suppose. We always get these requests from the DOI. Never quite understand them fully, but this is going to require some business logic. So you said that we only want to ask this for Nevada residents?
Absolutely, yeah. We'd probably get in trouble if somebody was from another state.
Makes sense. So we do have this state of residence field up here, so I'm going to build logic around that. The first thing that we want to do is just create the question. Very easy. Create an element is what we call it. And I'm going to say, do you, in plain English, like to gamble. And we could do a variety of different question types here. I'm going to say, let's just do a button. We could do dates, multiple option drop downs, checkboxes, what have you. Let's do buttons, and I'll go ahead and commit the question, and then I could begin to type different responses. I could have 50 responses, what have you. I'm going to use our template list over here, which makes it easy to add things like states. I don't have to type out all 50 states. In this case, I'll just do a simple yes, no. Now, I need to add logic here. So I've created the question, but I only want to ask the question if this person is in Nevada. So I will expand my state of residence here. And you can see I have 50 states in here, but I have this little decision tree over here. I'm going to go ahead and click there. And as you'll see, as I click there, I opened up a field to attach follow-up questions. And I only need Nevada, so I'll filter down to Nevada. And then I'm going to click into the area to attach a follow-up question. Now, if I have 1,000 questions, it's easy. I can just start to search for that question, grab it immediately. And now I have a follow-up set that if they choose Nevada, we're going to ask them if they like to gamble. Was that all we had to do?
No, believe it or not, if they answer yes, I like to gamble, the Nevada DOI wants to ask the next question, and that is, did you remember to tip your dealer?
Okay, another one for the DOI. So let's create another question to ask the same thing, or a different variation of that. You said, did you remember to tip your dealer? Question mark. This time, since they didn't give us the answers they want people to choose, I'm going to do a single option drop down. I'll say yes. I'll press enter, and I'll go to the next line. I'll say maybe, if I could spell, why do you need to know this? And I'll commit that answer. Now, I haven't given logic yet. We're only going to ask that if they say yes, they like to gamble. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So I'll come back up here, and I'm going to put a reflexive question within a reflexive question. Again, same process, decision tree. I'll go ahead and select that question as a follow-up, and then I'll come back here and save, and we'll commit that change, and I'll load a new application out here, and we'll begin to test it and make sure we got what the DOI wants.
Normally, I would take that responsibility, but...
So down here, let's just first test that it doesn't show up. So I'm going to choose state of residence, Texas. Nothing happened.
Perfect.
Perfect, right? Now I'll type in Nevada, and so we should ask, do you like to gamble? So there's my question, do you like to gamble? Let's say no, nothing happens, I can continue forward. Well, let's say yes. Are you going to ask me another reflexive question? Did you remember to tip your dealer? Very simply, there are my answers. And I'm just going to say maybe, because I'm a skeptic. But as simple as that, I mean, hopefully you saw what we did there. We were able to accomplish your 3 goals in hopefully 15 minutes. If not, I'm in trouble. But what did you think, Justin?
I think it's perfect. I think Sureify was the right choice for this.
And that's really, honestly, just the tip of the iceberg that you can show with a low-code tool in 15 minutes. So just let your imagination run wild with business logic. We can do it in there and adapt to any market need that you might have.
And the best part about this is that what we just accomplished in a matter of minutes would, with other partners could potentially take weeks or months, cost a lot of money, a lot of emails back and forth, a lot of stress in my life. So it's great that we now have control over being able to make those changes on the fly and also potentially build new applications as well.
Okay, cool. Well, let's flash forward.
1 month later.
So Justin, as you can see by this highly technical and sophisticated chart that I created.
You did that, right? Not Sureify?
No.
Okay.
Our drop-off rates have drastically improved.
I like vastically.
Yeah. We're retargeting more customers successfully, and most importantly, we've kept the DOI happy.
Perfect. So, the other thing is that we do actually have another product coming out soon, so it's great to know that we have a partner who's providing us with this low-code tool that we can go to market really quickly with. And I got to tell you, living the low-code life is pretty much a breeze. So, let's see, we head to that craps table. What do you think?
I'm down with that. I'll see you at the craps table, buddy.
All right.
That's what Vegas is for. Thank you, guys.